So, okay. So remember that drone footage? This is the, Sinwar last moments. So the drone comes in, right? It's looking, and boom, it can see somebody sitting there, right? You can see his arm is injured, right? And he has a stick in his left hand right here. So what does he do? He takes the stick. He can see the drone. He has his keffiyeh. There's a stick. And he tosses it at the drone. And he's shot shortly thereafter. So I'm going to give you guys, and now I really wanted to paint the picture, show you guys who Sinwar is, how they took him out, how they encountered him, etc. And I think the important thing for people to understand is that I think it was a big mistake by the Israeli military, the Israeli government to release that footage. Now, I know why they did it. They did it. Hold on one sec. They did it because at the end of the day, Israel's getting a lot of heat right now, right? And why are they getting so much heat? Well, they're getting a lot of heat because, obviously the amount of civilian casualties that they've incurred since October 7th, right? We're talking about on the conservative end, approximately 40,000 people dead, right? Almost 16 to 20,000 of those being children. So Israel is facing a lot of geopolitical heat from a lot of different countries. So anytime they get a W, they're going to obviously make sure to put it out. They're going to release the footage, etc., because that will help them to substantiate the current war that they're fighting in Gaza, as well as now they've expanded the war into Lebanon. So the reason why I think this is a mistake, and I'm actually realizing this now, going back in time, if you guys remember, Osama bin Laden was killed sometime in May 2011, if I'm not mistaken. Right? Let me see if I... Yep, May 2nd, 2011. Right? Killed in Abaandpreach, Pakistan. Right. Here he is. And I always wondered, why did they never release any of the footage, any of the pictures of the body, etc.? Obama was very against it. I'll never forget, he gave his press conference and he said, Osama's been killed. We have the body. We're going to deal with the body according to Islamic rules, and we're going to dump the body out at sea, right? Because it's one of the accepted ways to deal with the body, one of the halal burials, right? And I always wondered, well, why are you not going to show the body? Why are you not going to show the pictures? And it's precisely for the very reason of what Israel is going through now. That footage that they released, if anything, immortalized Sinwar. What do I mean by this? Well, the whole concept of why they fight is because they're called resistance. They call themselves resistance fighters, right? To them, and I'm giving you the Palestinian perspective. I'm going to give you guys both here. I'm going to be fairly objective. From the Palestinian perspective, they're resisting an illegal occupation of a foreign people from a foreign land that don't belong there. That's how they look at it, right? So they're looking at it like, this is our land. We're going to protect our land. We are resisting you, right? So for Sinwar to be sitting there, gravely injured, wounded, fighting alongside his soldiers on the front lines, right? And to throw a stick at a drone symbolizes the Palestinian plight since 1948 and the creation of Israel. So what this has effectively done has inspired others to pick up the torch and carry it on forward, right? Because I'm on Twitter, so I'm looking at everything. I look at pro-Israel accounts, and I also look at pro-Palestinian accounts. I look at both. I like to be aware of what's going on here, and I like to look at both perspectives. That's why I read Israeli media as well as I read Al Jazeera. I read both, right? And I think it's important for people to understand, and this Americans don't know this, right? So let me be very clear about it. Being a martyr is probably one of the biggest honors that these soldiers can get, right? To them, they look at it, you know, this day doesn't matter. This world doesn't matter like that, right? I live my life for the afterlife, right? And this is whether you, read the Quran or you understand Arabic or whatever it may be. They always say that this day isn't that important, right? Dunya, in Arabic today, the day here. So these are people that are fighting for their land, and they're doing it with the belief, right, that it's their land, and they're doing it through God's will, right? So, and again, I'm being objective here. I'm telling you guys, this is how they look at it. This is what pushes them to fight. So, when you have video footage like this that shows him throwing a stick at an Israeli drone in his last moments when he's wounded and everyone else would be, focusing on trying to survive or run or whatever, this is going to go ahead and be an inspiration to other resistance fighters, right? It is what it is. And now, as an adult, I can see why. Because when I was 21 years old, back in 2011, right? Yeah, dunya, this world, this day, whatever. You guys know what I mean. Back in 2011, I was like, release the footage of bin Laden. Now I see why Obama didn't do it. And retrospectively now, I can say, wow, that was a smart move. Because if you gave him a burial site, if you showed the footage, etc., it would only further radicalize the very people you're fighting against. So, so now it makes sense to me why Obama never released the footage, and it took me It took us maybe 14, 13 years to figure out why. Because now this footage, this drone footage with Sinwar has immortalized him.